10 miles or so from the Capitol Mall, and you will arrive here at Northwest Stadium, just outside of Washington, D.C. Tonight on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store. As over the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Washington Commanders. Brandon Gordon alongside Charles Davis. And before kickoff, Charles, quickly your keys to the game.
Well, partner, I can give you the standard ones: turnovers, special teams play. But here's one that doesn't get talked about much anymore, and that's time of possession. Whoever controls the football, gets your defensive break, and takes care of business, that's the team that's going to win this ball game.
Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Prime Time. Across the 25, the 27. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and third pick in the 2018 draft.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise, and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
Throwing quickly, Darnold, that's complete. Calling no gain on the game's first play, and it's second down now.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now Darnold. Open down left side, Shalee has it. And he gets this one just shy of the 40 to mark him down at the 39. Now we get a stoppage because, as you can see, a member of the Commanders in some obvious discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Defense is worried that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. That means him pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. We're scoreless after one. Seahawk football here to start quarter number 2. Well, a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Back to throw, Darnold. They'll let this go deep for Smith and Jigba. And unable to connect, incomplete. And give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up. Converged on his man and beat the play out.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Here's Daniels. Back to Zach Ertz. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. As the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. Throwing now is Daniels. Now he'll take this and run. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. The Commanders going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. To the air goes Daniels. This is Burks on the pitch and catch. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
That is into the hands of Costumero. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Now Daniels. A throw out wide will be incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And we have action on the scoreboard just before halftime. It's 3-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
4 seconds, all that remain here in this first half as the kick gets away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, they'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Final shot before the break. Darnold is going to float this one deep right side. This is caught inside the 15. And he's in for a touchdown. Final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
So instead of trailing into the lockers, they grabbed the lead with a clock reading all zeros before intermission.
I would love to go into the locker room with them because right now they're riding a nice wave, aren't they? They're feeling good about themselves. I know the coach is going to be talking to them about calming down, taking it easy, get a whole second half. They used the way we finished the first one to start the second.
Extra play up and through by Myers. And that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen, good to be with you from the Orlando EA Sports Studios with an abridged halftime report. This one shaping up to be a tight one, as evidenced by the scoreboard. Both these teams playing it close to the vest in the first half. What will happen in the second half? Let's find out as we send it back to the stadium and our commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thank you. And this one's still anybody's game. We'll see who can come out with a hot hand in the second half as we are about to get underway. Washington down on the scoreboard, but they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. And, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll put even better for you. And by the way, go off the field and try to get some points, too.
Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20.
It's a gain of 22 yards. That's good for Washington. First down.
It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? When you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called a silent football on the defensive side of the ball. But the
And the Seahawks have picked it up. And these guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. To the opposite of what they envisioned when they left that locker room, a turnover on the opening drive of this third quarter.
I like your identification there. That's exactly what they discussed in the locker room before they came out on the field. Let's get the ball. Let's go down and score. Put some points on the board and feel good about it. Not an insurmountable lead, but definitely not how they saw it at halftime.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the second half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
First carry here for Ken Walker. And they're going to stop it right out the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And they'll take this to the 32, a gain of about 3. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Darnold. And that is incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get on the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum of the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. 44 on his first punt. This is a good kick as well. Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's Washington with a football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4. This is 1st and 10. Back to throw. Checks it down. Crossing Merrill. We are inside of 1 minute, only one timeout left, so they've got to move quickly.
Get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure they're set. No penalties in this situation, but you're exactly right. Conserve that timeout for when they really need it.
They'll come up now on second down. Back to throw. Finding space at the 40. And they'll take it to the 43-yard line. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Final minute, no timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Throw out wide is incomplete.
This offense has had its troubles moving the ball all night. So now you get in this situation, hard to imagine that suddenly they're going to start clicking and moving the ball downfield.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. He'll look to throw. He's getting the cover. And we'll be out of bounds after gaining about 5. That stops the clock, but slow and steady won't win the race at this point.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. They'll look to throw. He's taken on. Ball's good to the end. He's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the 1st down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are on the field?
Here's 1st down. Daniels looking to throw. Now be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. To throw is Daniels. That's to the sideline and incomplete. Down to their last chance now. This is going to have to be a heave for the end zone and just hope for a miracle.
And I don't sit back with everyone back defending. I've got to have somebody rushing the quarterback. Don't make it easy for him to set up and throw the ball all the way downfield.
5 seconds. No timeouts. Here we go. One final shot. They'll look to throw. This is incomplete, so no miracles here on the final play, and this ball game is over. What a game we were treated to in this one, and on that final play they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffer the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting into midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. From Washington, thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.